Hey, my name is Petra. I'm a Hungarian living in Budapest, and since it's almost Christmas time, I thought that I will share a typical Hungarian recipe with you that most Hungarians have on their Christmas dinner table. I'm talking about BEJGLI. There are many variations of it. Most people eat it with a walnut or a poppy seed filling, but the chestnut filling is also very popular. My favorite is the BEJGLI with poppy seed filling, so we're going to do that today. But I will write down the recipe for the other fillings as well, so you don't have to do this same recipe. Okay, let's start it. First I'm going to measure 250 grams of all-purpose flour. Yeah, wow, that was really good. And 25 grams of granulated sugar. To have a nice texture, we're going to lift it into this bowl. So I'm going to do this. That was too much. Now we're going to add 1 coffee spoon of salt and the zest of half a lemon. Now we're going to add 100 grams of butter. I'm going to try and make smaller pieces. And after we're done with the measuring, we're going to add it into the flour mixture. We have to make small pieces with our hands. The butter has to be colder. I've read that. And I try to make small pieces. But now I don't know how to stop the video. Okay, done. And now we need another bowl. Into another bowl, we're going to use 1 smaller egg. We have to also put 50 milliliters of milk and 5 to 10 grams of yeast. I'm using this kind of yeast that's very known in Hungary. And yeah, we're going to use this one. After we put everything into this bowl, we're going to mix them, but we don't have to wait until the yeast grows because it will do it later, not now. So that's it. Forgot to say that we're going to also put 1 vanillin sugar into this mixture. Okay, now we're going to put the yeast in it and we'll try to make small pieces. When this mixture is smooth, we're going to pour it into the middle of the flour mixture and we're going to make the dough with, as the recipe says, with very quick motions. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to do that. Well, it's not the middle. And we're going to mix it. That's the result, and now we're going to make 2 out of this, so we're going to half it and we're going to let them sit in the refrigerator. Okay, they're covered, and let them sit for an hour. Until the dough sits, we're going to make the filling. For that, we're going to need 100 grams of poppy seed, grained poppy seed, 75 grams of simple granulated sugar. We need 1 package of vanillin sugar. We need half a deciliter of milk and half a tablespoon of jam. Well, I'm going to use peach jam because that's the most common in Hungary. I think the recipe means also simple peach jam, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so 1 hour hour is over, and let's see the dough. Okay, so these are the doughs. I don't know, they seem so small to me because we need to make rolls. So I don't know if it's going to be like little, and we have to half this one. We will thin the dough for like a 3 to 4 millimeter, you know, what is this word? Thickness, maybe. Going to put half of the filling on it. I try to make it even. And now we try and roll it. They are done. Now we're going to beat 1 egg up again, and we're going to glaze the top of the BEJGLIs. First we have to let it sit for half an hour in a warmer place, and after that in a colder place for another half an hour. So I preheated the oven for just 50 degrees, that's the warm place for them, and after that I'm just going to let it sit in room temperature, and that's my plan. Before I put it into a warm place, I'm going to glaze them, and before putting it into the colder one, I'm going to glaze them again. So we have to glaze them twice with the egg. So let them sit for half an hour. Half an hour passed. Now it's time to glaze again. So before we try and bake the BEJGLIs, we're going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees, and we have to bake it for 25 to 30 minutes. But before we put it into the oven, we have to poke the BEJGLIs, because when it's cooking or baking, I don't know how to say that, the steam has to escape somewhere, and that's why we poke it. Since I don't have a toothpick, I'm going to use my wand. It's a chopstick. After like a few minutes, it immediately started to grow. And I forgot to mention one thing, that if it cracks, it's totally fine. Like 99% of the Hungarian population can't do BEJGLI without cracking it. So it's not a mistake. That's what actually makes it unique. So after almost 20 minutes, it's not cracking, it's just opening up. So I think that the BEJGLI is ready. In the meantime we did dinner, so let's see. Oh my god, they look beautiful. They look like BEJGLIs, to be honest. Now we're going to let it cool down, and then we're going to taste it. Are you excited?
It smells like Christmas market.
So here are the final results, and now the main taster arrives. Is it good?
Absolutely 10.
Oh, thank you. Now it's my turn.
Cheers,
So let's see it. Oh god. So soft on the inside. And you can't hear it, but
it's very crunchy.
It's crunchy outside.
But it's so fluffy in the inside.
It's really good. It's a success. I'm a true Hungarian now. Even though I was a true Hungarian before. For first time, I'm pretty proud. I hope you will do this recipe as well. If not, it's totally fine. Bye! Half a roll is gone. It's really good, right?
Absolute success.
2 days passed and the BEJGLI is now in only ruins. And I thought, since I got a few questions related to Christmas traditions in Hungary in the comment section of my latest video, that I will answer them here in this video, because I think that's the perfect occasion for that. So let's see them. What do we do on Christmas Day? First of all, we celebrate Christmas on the 24th of December on Christmas Eve. We decorate the Christmas tree during the day. That's an exception because we don't celebrate it here in Budapest, so we decided to decorate it beforehand, and we have a wonderful family dinner in the evening, but only for the close family. We give each other the gifts right after dinner. The next 2 days are for the bigger circle of the family. We go to our grandparents, to our cousins, and we have a big family lunch together. Or maybe dinner. What I really love is, although we live a little bit further from our grandparents, is that we always walk to them, even though it's like a 2 kilometers walk. And I don't know, it's just a lovely tradition of ours. And I think it's also very practical since we ate a lot on the previous day. So we definitely need some movement. What do we eat? The most typical and really traditional Christmas dish is halászlé, which is fish soup, but with a more precise translation is fisherman's soup, which is basically a spicy fish soup. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of it, but since my family loves it, we always have it for Christmas dinner. Other very typical dish is stuffed cabbage, töltött káposzta. Now that's a thing that I really like. If I have to put it simply, it's basically cabbage leaves stuffed with minced pork and different spices, especially paprika. Some other very popular choices are different kind of schnitzels, fried fish, or fried duck. It's also very popular, and we choose mashed potatoes, stewed red cabbage, or Macedonian? Macedonian? I don't know, I will write it somewhere here. As a side dish. If we're talking about desserts, BEJGLI is definitely on the top of the list. But we also eat zserbo, filled with walnut and jam. Linzer is also very popular. It's just simple little cookie dough filled with jam. We also really like gingerbread and many other things. But I think these are the most popular and most known desserts in Hungary as a Christmas dessert. A very typical Hungarian thing is szaloncukor, which are some kind of fondant candies with cocoa coating wrapped in a very nice paper that we actually put on the Christmas tree. Or at least we put that on back in the day, and since that we realized that it's just a complete waste of time because all of these candies were gone within a few days. We just put it in a basket onto the table or under the tree. And actually it's a very slow task to put them on one by one because we have to also wire them, and that's I used to do that as well because I had the patience to do it. It has a lot of different type of fillings, but the most known are the jelly one. My favorite is the coconut filling, and I also really like the peanut one, but the marzipan is very popular, and the caramel ones, the banana, the strawberry, these are the most known szaloncukors, but trust me, there are an insane amount of different type of fillings. So if you're ever in Hungary during this time of the year, I really recommend you to try as many one out as you can. If it's in a very nice box and it's like a more expensive one, it's actually a great gift, and I think it's a great souvenir, so it's just a tip for you if you don't have any ideas. So try as many flavors as you like and leave it in the comments which one is your favorite. I'm really curious. What do we watch on the TV? I think that we don't watch anything special other than the very known Christmas movies like Home Alone and stuff like that. So it's nothing interesting, I would say so. Are there any traditional gifts? I think there's no such thing as a traditional gift in Hungary that we give each other because it really depends on the family and the family traditions. What many families do is that they ask each other like, what do you need? what's one thing that you wanted to buy but you didn't, and so now I can give you for Christmas. I'm not really a fan of asking beforehand, but many people do it. And I see the point, like you want to give something that it's useful and the other one will like and really needs. So I get the point, but I really like surprises. So I really like to give something that the other one don't know anything about, like it's a surprise for them. But it's really a widespread thing in Hungary. So if you don't get any ideas from your family, men usually get a very nice bottle of wine and also a basket full of more special goods like finer coffee or very nice bonbons are really popular options. In Hungary, we say that baby Jesus, in Hungarian Jézuska, brings the gifts. And that's also very common that before we get the presents, we have to wait for the bell ring. When we're having dinner, we don't see any gifts under the tree. So we have dinner, we go into a room where we don't see how baby Jesus works, and we hear the bell ring and we go back to the tree and we see the presents. And even though I'm 26 years old, we still do it with my family. My mom really likes to ring the bell, and we don't see how the presents will appear under the tree. I really like this tradition and I think it's very cute. Okay, these were all the questions and the BEJGLI turned out great, so I think that was the purpose of the video. Let me know if you have any other questions around this topic. I will try my best and answer that in the comment section down below. Subscribe to my channel because that would be an amazing Christmas gift to me. If you're celebrating, have a wonderful Christmas time, and if you're not celebrating, I still wish you the best and see you in the next one. Bye!